This is Yohhamgambal. We're back playing Koudelka. Last time we made it to Patrick's secret quarters, and as you can see, I have leveled up quite a bit, and that is because we are going to be taking on the secret boss in this part, who is by far the hardest boss in the game, but you really need to be prepared for him, otherwise he will kick your ass. So as you can see, our levels are huge, our abilities are quite high, and Edward is packing a very special weapon called the Gargoyle Killer, and we also picked up a weapon called Odon's Axe. So, I think I mentioned this before, but just to mention it again, so you can get special items in the game by saving at certain times. So to get Odon's Axe, for example, you need to save 10 hours, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. And then the next time you reload, you would have the weapon in your inventory. But you also need to have a certain number of items in your inventory. So you need to have like 43, 23, 33. I don't remember the exact number, but you have to have a certain number of items in your inventory. And as you can see, though, Edward has the Gargoyle Killer. And the Gargoyle Killer is it's an interesting weapon because it breaks after 3 times. So it's extremely fragile. Only 3 swipes with it and it breaks, but if you notice from the stat boost it gets, it makes Edward into just a huge brick wall. So pretty much nothing can hurt him now. He can take a crap ton of damage. He has over 9,999 health. The game only shows you 9,999 health, but he actually has more than that. So it just caps off with the showing, but he has more than that. So he can take a crap ton of hits. And basically in the fight with the Gargoyle, it's just going to be a war of attrition. We're just going to slowly whittle him down. And usually you want to come into this fight with scrolls. I've shown you those in the past. But unfortunately, though, the training that I was doing, waiting for to grab the Gargoyle Killer, I wasn't getting any scrolls from Mars, and that's based on luck. And even when pumping my luck up to over 100 with the luck skill that makes your luck go up, I couldn't get any. I only got like 1, and that was actually earlier in this LP. But yeah, and also, just so you know, if you want to get the Gargoyle Killer, you have to save the game at 11 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. So yeah, but the Gargoyle Killer is really good. You just don't want to attack with it because it breaks immediately, only 3 swipes. Like I said, it's only there to really give James. It makes James into just a huge brick wall so that the other characters don't have to really worry about being hit. The Gargoyle will occasionally attack the other characters, but at least this way, they won't be able to get hurt physically by him. Because James can... No, I've been calling him James, I'm sorry. Excuse me. This way, Edward can just take so much of the damage. And really, though, with Edward, I mean, you can add reflect, but it doesn't do anything. What I should have been doing was fortifying other people's abilities. Really, Koudelka is our big player here. She's the one who's going to be doing the most damage. And unfortunately, this fight is easier if you have more scrolls. But like I said, I came into it with only 1. So really, though, the fight is just boosting Koudelka up, getting her speed up, getting her magic up, so she can just do a lot of damage. Because the Gargoyle nulls everything. So, null, I don't know if I explained this, but null just means they take less damage from it. That doesn't mean they completely don't take any damage, they just take a lot less from it. So anyways, though, the Gargoyle is actually level 60. Yeah, he has 31,684 HP. He has, it looks like 1,164 MP, and he knows all elements. And it's formed of the... Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little sick today, so kind of tongue-tied, so excuse me. Form of the malignant energy present in the monastery on the 12th stroke of midnight. It is truly a beast of unfathomable evil. So yeah, and by the way, the Gargoyle looks stupid spinning. That just means he's going to do a spell. But yeah, though, see, look at it. Koudelka, like, my Koudelka's packing a lot of magic, and I'm not even scraping 1,000. But that's not actually too bad, though. I do cut out a bit of this fight just because it is pretty repetitive. Once you've seen a certain part of it, you've kind of seen it all. But yeah, though, look, even with him being that far away, Koudelka's still taking almost 2,000 damage. He is a strong-ass enemy. And it poisons. And silences. It gives you everything. So yeah, Edward is just really just the gatekeeper. He's got to keep everyone safe, heal up when he can, and that's kind of it. So yeah, but I mean, you could fight this legitly, I guess, if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't really recommend it. It's a pretty ridiculously hard fight. And as you can see, Edward is also freaking fast. I mean, the Gargoyle Killer Sword is so good. It is incredibly good, but like I said, you can only use it 3 times. It's extremely weak in the fact that it's, usability is only 3 times. You could use it, and I think I do, but I cut it out because luckily he only used it twice. I got a little stupid there. If he used it 3 times, I would have lost the sword and I would have lost my shield. So I got lucky on that end. But though, James and Edward just going to keep giving Koudelka the backup she needs so that she can just punch through this thing. Unfortunately, though, Edward has so little MP, he can't do much unless I heal him. And as you can see, though, he has so many moves. It's just wasting turns that I could have made him use to increase Koudelka's speed or intelligence. But it's okay. It's not too big of a deal. But yeah, though, this is the hardest fight in the game, but if you come prepared, it's not too bad. If you try and go into this fight, though, unprepared, obviously, it's extremely difficult. Look at that, though. The Gargoyle is crazy strong, but that sword just pumps his defenses up so damn high. I love how you can see just a little speck of his life bar went down a little bit, because he doesn't have all of his life, but he has more than what the bar shows, so it just has like a tiny little speck. It's pretty great. But yeah, though, and Koudelka's just gonna keep casting some magic and just, it's kind of it though. Yeah, doing a little 1,000 though. But scrolls are really great because you can do, like, depending on how high you get your character's intelligence, you can do just like a shit ton of damage. Because I think you want to. I don't know exactly how the scrolls work mechanically in the game. I know that they're based on your magic and they do the strongest level spell, but I don't think they take. I think they don't worry about enemies' resistances or what they absorb or anything like that. So that's nice. But yeah, though. And now that James has his magic up, he can actually do something. You really just want to make Koudelka just become a blistering, speedy magic spell and casting bullet. Otherwise, this fight takes long. This fight took around 30 minutes to do. Like, it's a long fight without scrolls. With them, you can punch through it maybe in, like, I don't know, probably like 10 minutes if you have a lot. But the thing is, though, the item drop rate for scrolls are extremely low. Like I said, I had Koudelka's luck boosted to over 100, and I still didn't get any. And you want to make sure that whoever you're like, if you're attacking the Mars, you attack it with the person with the best luck. So I was attacking him with Koudelka, and I didn't get anything, not a single drop. The scroll I have now is actually, like I said from an earlier part in the LP when we were in the library when I did a little bit of training. That's where I got it. So it's actually pretty insane. Thankfully, though, it was an Earth Scroll. If it's a Wind Scroll, I believe that does absolutely nothing to him. But Earth and Fire are the ones you want. I think Water doesn't really do anything to him either. I'm not sure. That's what I've read? I don't remember exactly. I could be totally misremembering. But yeah, though. But like I said, this fight is, as you can see, though, magic skin up there. This fight is completely optional. You don't have to do it. It's 100% optional. But, you get a pretty good weapon out of it, and you could actually do this fight earlier. You could do this on Disc 3, but I just waited for Disc 4 for better training grounds and things like that. But you can do it on Disc 3, and it might be better. I mean, the earlier you do it and actually succeed is kind of better, because then you can get a really good weapon. It's not the weapon that the weapon we're going to get as a reward for this isn't as strong as the Gargoyle Killer Sword, but you can use it like 2,000 times, and it's just a little less stronger. It's not as strong, but it's still pretty damn good. It's the best sword in the game, pretty much. And there he goes, spinning like a little gargoyle top. Looks like a Beyblade monster. But yeah, though, other than that, though, that's just kind of this fight. You just keep pumping away. Kind of boring, honestly. I didn't cut anything out, though, because I just wanted to show you the Earth Scroll and just kind of give you a taste of what this fight is, and then I just cut out about like 20 minutes of it, because it's a pretty long fight. I think he's spinning on his tail. I don't think I ever noticed that. It's like he's spinning on his tail. Huh. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, though. That's just kind of it. The gargoyle just really puts up a really huge fight. The funny thing is, the Koudelka, if you look at the Koudelka game comes in, kind of a really big jewel case. I love it. Absolutely. That's one of the things I love, about the PlayStation 1. I love the jewel cases that they come in. I really do. I really love collecting video game boxes. That's why I pretty much always try and go physical whenever I can. Unless there's like a special reason or like a really good deal to get it digitally, I prefer physical. Thankfully, I haven't gotten the hoarder status yet, and I'm kind of like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I should probably slow down because you're gonna become a hoarder. You still have to be careful though, because Edward still doesn't have the best magical defense. At least mine does, so he can still take a lot of damage. But look at that, he still has more than 9,999 health. He's so awesome. Like I was saying before though, and here's the Earth Scroll. Like I was saying before though, it comes in a jewel case, and the game has 4 discs. So it comes in 4. It has multiple jewel cases attached to one because, you know, like I said, it has 4 discs. And what I like about it's funny is it shows in one of the jewel cases innings, it has like 2 gargoyles flying around, but I don't think there are any more than just this one gargoyle, unless there is another gargoyle, unless this is a different gargoyle than the one we fought previously. But yeah, anyway, so this is the end of the battle. Yeah, as you can see, the intelligence is getting to such a point where I'm doing over almost 3,000 damage with it. So, yeah, you can only imagine how high I made her intelligence just to get to that kind of damage. But that, though, the gargoyle is done. The toughest fight in the game by far is done. We don't really get any good items after beating it, and we don't get experience either. I believe you just get a mind idol, and idols just give you a boost in whatever status they have. So the mind idol obviously would just give me a boost in your mind, and it's always by 3 points. So, you know, it's okay. It's not a good reward, but that's not what you're here for. If you remember, there was a sword being held by a statue. When we were with Koudelka, we couldn't get it because something was keeping it down. I believe it was like chains or a mystical force. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something was keeping it down, and we could not grab it. But with the gargoyle slain, we can now take that sword for our own, and it is a very, very strong sword. It is, I believe, one of the strongest weapons in the game, and it's a two-handed sword. So that's why I was I think I mentioned it before, but I really wanted to get Edward's two-handed weapons. His two-handed swords leveled up. Excuse me, just sneezed there, but I'm going to edit that out. So yeah, though, you just got to go and grab it, and then that's it. It's not as strong as the Gargoyle Killer, but, like I mentioned before, it won't break after 3 swipes, and it still gives you a pretty nice boost. And if you level up your sword ability to, like, at least level 2, it's pretty damn awesome hitting things twice. 3 times is amazing. So it's really good. The only thing is you gotta grab it, but that's not too bad. You know, the funny thing is, though, we never go through the front door of this castle, which is right there. You never get to go through there. It's always locked. For some reason, it feels like a Metal Gear door for me. Like, it looks like something from Metal Gear. Like, it looks like, what's the... I know so little about Metal Gear. Shadow Moses Island? What's the... Not from the first game, obviously, but from the first 3D game. So anyways, we have the Seconth. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Not super sure, but doesn't matter. We have it, and it is really good. Looks kind of like a sword from Dark Souls. Isn't there a sword that you can get from like cutting off a dragon's tail? That's kind of what it looks like. So as you can see, we lose quite a bit of our vitality and our abilities, but again, the fact that we can use it more than 3 times really is a boon and makes it an extremely powerful weapon. So, with that, we can continue on. That's just a little sidetracking. You don't have to do it, but if you can, it's not a bad idea. The only thing is, though, you really should just... the only thing is, though, you pretty much kind of... If you want to make it an easier fight without grinding to just, like, absurd levels, then you really do need to just kind of get the Gargoyle Killer Sword. So, yeah. But you only have to wait 11 hours, and by the time you get to this point, you've almost done 11 hours. I only had to wait for like 2 hours, but that went by really fast. I did a whole bunch of training, that was an hour, and then I had to go help do some yard work, moving some ladders, painting some stuff, and that only took like an hour. So yeah, so it just worked out perfectly. And you really want to save, though, not at the fountains, but at the quick save places, because there you can keep opening up the menu and closing it to make sure that you're on the correct time digit. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Don't do it at the fountains because it takes too long to get up and get down. You just want to keep pressing triangle so that you can see what time it is. But we can now go further. We can continue on to where we were before, which was the further inside the monastery. But there's also there's another sword we can actually get. It's it's actually not too bad, but I have the this. I'm just gonna call it the S sword because I can't pronounce anything. The S sword is just so much better than the sword that you can get in a minute. So yeah, but we do actually have to fight a boss pretty soon. He's actually kind of a more annoying boss, and I kind of fought him stupidly. Kind of fight him well. I don't take that long, but I take longer than I really need to, because I kind of forgot exactly how he worked, because he's kind of an interesting boss. He's a little more unique than some of the other bosses. But anyways, though, if you go up this way, oh, and we get a level up, nice. Not that we really need levels up. Look at that, 94 in intelligence. Whew. And we got our Barbella. Never gonna use that. But yeah, though, if you go up here. I guess I want to show you that real quick. What is a barbell anyways? Sorry for my nose. Oh yeah, I do actually equip that to Koudelka because it makes her speed a little better. And again, having her be a little faster, I think it makes her faster. No, it gives her more vitality, which is fine. And dexterity doesn't really matter because she doesn't use physical attacks, and she's never going to get hit by physical attacks for the most part because nothing's going to get close to her. So anyways, if you come up here, if you have the tinderbox, you can actually light these candles. Now this is optional. This is the only use the tinderbox has. You jump up here, and it looks like there's something down there, but you just can't see it. But if you light the candles, you can now get the sword. It's a pretty cool looking sword. It almost looks like Alistair a little bit. From this angle, it almost looks like Dante's sword, Alistair. This is the Life Drinker sword. I think it's the Life Drinker. Yep, Life Drinker. It's actually not a bad weapon, and it lets you get health back. You know, obviously, it steals vitality from enemies, which is not too bad. But it's got nothing on the sword we got. Like, if I didn't have this Seconth sword, then yeah, I totally use the Life Drinker. But since I do have it, it's, it's not that great. So it's just, yeah. So it's an optional item that you can get, but you do need to use the tinderbox. But that's the only thing the tinderbox is for, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, this is like one of the last saves we get. One of the last fountain saves. There is one more after this, if I'm thinking about it correctly, but this is like one of the last ones. So anyways, let's go ahead and fight this boss. This boss is really weird, but really kind of cool in its design because it really it reminds me of almost said Megatron. Metatron. It's Metatron. I think it's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Metatron. Let me see in my notes. Pretty sure I have it. I would still have it from my from the last LP I did. I'm pretty sure it's Metatron. Metatron. I just don't remember exactly what it is. Is it Metatron? Pretty sure it's Metatron. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is Metatron. I don't have it written down. Oh, yep, Metatron. Okay, so yeah, this thing reminds me a lot of Metatron because all of its eyes, and of course Metatron having, 1,000 mouths and eyes. So anyways, though, this is actually the Apostle. It's level 40, so we're just barely above it. It has 8,281 HP, MP 384. It knows wind and absorbs light. A fallen angel who delights in death and torture, summoned by the evils of the Newton Monastery. His only desire is to unleash chaos upon the world. Unleash chaos upon the world and take glee from its ruin. Sorry, I'm just phasing out today. So yeah, though, this guy's kind of interesting because he kind of has like two special he has like a special phase about him. So right now I can hit him with magic because he's not dancing, but he'll have this thing where he'll dance and you can't hit him with magic or it just misses. And if I remember correctly, when he's not dancing, you cannot hit him with physical attacks or it misses. So you have to wait for him to kind of start dancing to hit him with physical. And when he's not dancing, to hit him with magic. But the only thing is, though, it's harder to hit him with magic because, you know, the timing is a little weird. Because you don't always get... See, there he's dancing now. But it can be kind of hard to tell if he's dancing or if he is using a spell. Because, you know, when an enemy uses a spell, they kind of start shaking. But his shaking and his dancing, although look different, I believe do overlap one another. So he could be charging a spell, but then also dance. So you don't know. I'm pretty sure they like can overlap one another. See, I think he's charging a spell right there. I can't exactly remember if that's a spell dance, if that's him charging for a spell, if he's gonna... Okay, yeah. Okay. That was him charging a spell. Yeah. And yes, he can't hurt him. So, really kind of sucks. Unfortunately. But, oh well. What are you gonna do? But, well, I mean, we're gonna beat him up, obviously. That's what we're gonna do. And just keep powering up Edward. Because once Edward gets a good hit on him, he's pretty much down. I was just being kind of stupid. But, yeah. Other than that, though, this fight's pretty simple. Especially because I'm not over-leveled. Well, I mean, I guess I am over-leveled by the definition. I'm, like, 3 levels higher than him. But, yeah. I mean, I just defeated the gargoyle, so really nothing in this game scares me at this point. No, did I get to hit him? No, see, it's still missing, which is still a bummer. But, yeah, so that's why this fight's kind of annoying, just because it just takes a while to get him. I like his design, though, is pretty interesting, though. He's upside down. He's got nails all over his body. He's bleeding a little bit in the crotch area. He has one leg missing, so he's amputated, and the other leg has a halo above it. He's a really weird-looking angel. Like, yeah, I could definitely see why he would probably be cast out of heaven. Not really sure what his whole angel deal is, unless he's the angel of causing children night terrors. Yeah. And I'm not really... Yeah, so this fight's almost over, thank goodness. I know, it's taken a long time. I just, for whatever reason, was having, like, the biggest brain fart, during this fight. I think I was still, like, just going over... I think I was still just happy that I beat the gargoyle, so... But, yeah, just power up Edward, or whoever your physical attacker is. Look at that! Damn, she can heal a shit ton from her magic. It's pretty impressive. It helps that Edward has such low pi, but still pretty impressive nonetheless. He's like a speed demon now. He's at all the speed. He's ready to go. And his next turn should finish it off. Yeah, just a little closer and then swipe at him. Bam. Well, almost finish it off. Someone needs to finish him off. I don't remember who kills him, but I'm pretty sure it's Edward. Yeah, I think this kills him off right here. There you go, look at that. Double swipe. Beautiful. He crosses his arms and just disappears into the ether. Alright, bud, whatever. You do you. With that, we get some level ups. Which is always a oh, almost 100, baby. Almost 100. I think put into agility, because she's kind of slow. She's a little slow for my taste. It's funny, despite being higher level than him, I still get a crap ton of levels from that. It's not like I was like 5 levels underneath him. I was like, look at that, he has over 100 strength. That's insane. Definitely making James faster, because his boosting abilities is just really... Him being able to boost characters' abilities is really good. He stops being much of an attacker now. Oh, and you get the crossbow, which is actually one of the strongest... It's the strongest gun, long-range weapon in the game. It's really good, but like the like the other bow gun, you can only have one shot loaded in it. So it doesn't. I guess it's good late game because then you might not have trained up the higher level guns. So yeah, look at that, boosted over 100, and it's fine because by this point I just have James doing a lot more backing up than actually attacking. So the occasions I do have him attack, it's nice if he can just do a whole bunch of damage and then go back to boosting other characters' abilities. So that's nice. But with that though, we can just head over here.
This must be the temple.
There's no way! If I put a bullet through it, it wouldn't budge. What are we gonna do?
How ironic to have made it this far and not have access to the temple.
Koudelka, Edward, you both must go now. It is my friend that is apparently responsible for this disturbance, and therefore I am partially responsible for this trouble. I have no intention of asking for your sympathy, and I'm in no position to plead for your help. So from this point forward, I can manage on my own.
Don't kid yourself. We didn't come along just for your sake.
No, Koudelka, you should go back now. It'll be far too dangerous.
Edward, you're the one who should go home. You were not meant for this world. Granted, you are a good fighter, having had plenty of experience, and I won't deny the fact that you have the killer instinct either. But when all is said and done, you are an average Joe. I am not. I was meant to exist in this realm. It's the only place I can carve out an existence for myself.
Quit lecturing me! I want no part of a lukewarm existence. Regret? No. My way is to not worry about consequences, and to do whatever it is I want to do. Chance means nothing to me. Life's a gamble, and once you place your bet, you'd better play to win, or else you end up dead.
Edward, you really are ridiculous.
That's what they tell me.
Do as you like.
That I will.
Oh, suddenly when you feel like it, you decide when you can and cannot open doors?
Wait, there's a way. Remember when we were searching Patrick's mansion? There was various chemicals around. It may take some time, but I think I can combine the chemicals to make nitroglycerin.
Nitroglycerin?
That's great! We're talking powerful explosives here.
For this door, I think we'll need a full flask. Indeed, if I drop the flask before I return, I'll be knocking on heaven's door in a flash.
I go, and it is done. The bell invites me.
Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or hell.
All right, well, we have a plan. We need to make some stuff. We need to go ahead and blow this door up, but for that though, we need to get acid. If you remember, very, very long ago, in like part 2, there was a tank that was dripping acid. We can now go back to it and use, if you remember, we had a bottle that we just got out of Patrick's quarters that allows us to get, that's an acid proof, and with that we will be able to create the liquid nitrogen. What is he making? I don't know what it is. I am off my rocker today. I don't even remember what he's making. It's been a long day. He's gonna make some stuff to explode, so we're gonna go ahead. But we're going to need, like I said, the acid first. And I'm going to show you how to get there easily. This part can actually be really tricky the first time you do it because the castle is fairly big and the map is kind of useless, honestly. And if you don't know your way, it's pretty damn easy to get lost. But since I've played this game a decent amount of times, I know how to get there really easily without any trouble. And thankfully, though, we shouldn't run across any enemies because we have the mask, which prevents lower enemies from... It's basically like a rappel, if I remember correctly. So anyways, though, the best way to get to there, though, is to follow this way. Like, the first time I did this, I was so lost. I knew where I had to go, but I didn't remember how to get there. Because this place is fairly big, like I said, and the map is useless. In my opinion, I never once used a map. Even when I first played this game, I didn't really... It didn't really help me figure... Because the issue was, when you look at the map, it didn't really, like, have a point of interest. The only points of interest that it really have on the map is where you could save. And I remember that you had it was near a save area. So I had to try and figure that out. But If you go through this way, though, it's actually really, really close. It's just easy to not go this way. I don't know what it is, but maybe other people didn't have this issue, but when I first played through it, I completely went the wrong way. But it's really close by. It's just actually really easy not to know how to get there. And look, we're already there. Bam. And this tank, I want to fill it. Unfortunately, though, don't look at it in my menu, though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't look at it. I forget. But with that, we have the bottle of acid, and then you can just return right back to where we began. So, yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Not too hard at all, but I mean, I think it is actually hard the first time you do it. I'm going to say it is hard the first time you played this game because... And it didn't help. The first time I played through it, I also took kind of a break from it. I got to this point, and then I couldn't remember how to get back to where I needed to go or where I was. So it was just kind of a whole bunch of different things happening at once that just kind of led to me getting lost really, really good. But other than that, though, it's really not that far, and it's not... I keep saying it's not hard, but I'm going to admit it. I got lost really easily. But thankfully, though, as you can see, I know it real well now, though. Not even an issue. And yeah, we're pretty much back to where we need to be. Yep. But you know what, though? I think I'm going to end the video here. And in the next part, we'll go ahead, blow up that door. And the next part should be the final episode, and we will finish the game, and hopefully save Elena from whatever's happening, and see what Patrick did, because he did a lot of bad stuff. So we'll see you in the next part. Okay, bye then.